The science behind our food. Unveiling the power of plants and glucose. Have you ever wondered how the food you eat is intricately linked to the power of the sun? From the tiniest leaf to the glucose coursing through your body, discover the scientific secrets that fuel our world and our health. In this audiobook, we'll explore the incredible journey of food from plants to your plate and the science behind it. Photosynthesis isn't just about plants. It's about creating the very fuel that powers your body, glucose. We'll unravel how plants harness sunlight, convert it into energy, and why that energy is so vital for human health. By understanding this process, you'll gain deeper insight into your daily nutrition and how food literally fuels life. Focus points. Photosynthesis, the heart of plant life. How plants turn sunlight into glucose, the energy source we all rely on. Glucose, the energy currency. The role of glucose in human metabolism and how it drives bodily functions. The science of food. The connection between plant-based foods, glucose levels, and our health. Nutrient synergy. How different nutrients in plants work together to enhance our well-being. Environmental impact. The role of sustainable farming and how plants contribute to a healthier planet. Learning outcomes. Understand the relationship between photosynthesis and glucose production in plants. Learn how glucose affects your energy levels and overall health. Gain insights into how plant-based foods support your body's nutritional needs. Discover the science behind sustainable food choices and their environmental impact. Equip yourself with practical tips on optimizing your diet for better glucose management. Focus point 1. Photosynthesis, the heart of plant life. Photosynthesis is the fundamental process by which plants, algae, and certain bacteria convert light energy from the sun into chemical energy in the form of glucose, a sugar molecule. This chemical energy is vital not only for the plant's growth and reproduction but also as the primary source of energy for nearly all living organisms on Earth, including humans. It is the cornerstone of the food chain, making life as we know it possible. At its core, photosynthesis takes place within the chloroplasts of plant cells, where chlorophyll, the green pigment responsible for capturing sunlight, plays a key role. The process can be broken down into two stages: the light-dependent reactions and the Calvin cycle. In the first stage, light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll and used to split water molecules into oxygen, protons, and electrons. The oxygen is released as a byproduct, enriching the atmosphere. In the Calvin cycle, carbon dioxide from the air is fixed into glucose, which can be stored or used immediately for the plant's metabolic activities. To grasp the true essence of photosynthesis, said Nobel laureate Melvin Calvin, whose work unraveled much of this process, is to understand how nature converts light into life. Calvin's insights highlight how fundamental this process is to the biosphere. Without photosynthesis, there would be no organic molecules to fuel life, and the oxygen we depend on would never be produced in the necessary quantities. Plants are remarkable in their efficiency. A mature tree, for example, can absorb as much as 48 pounds of carbon dioxide annually, converting it into oxygen and glucose. This intricate balance not only supports the life cycle of the plant but also plays a critical role in regulating the Earth's carbon levels and oxygenating the atmosphere. It serves as a reminder of the vital role plants play in climate regulation, a role increasingly recognized in efforts to combat climate change. The importance of photosynthesis extends beyond ecological balance to practical human needs. In 2018, researchers at the University of Illinois and the USDA reported a groundbreaking project called Realizing Increased Photosynthetic Efficiency, RIPE. By tweaking the photosynthetic pathways in crops like tobacco, scientists increased plant productivity by up to 40%. Such advances could revolutionize agriculture, particularly in regions vulnerable to food shortages due to population growth or climate change. This demonstrates how manipulating photosynthesis can directly impact food security and global health. The delicate and elegant nature of photosynthesis has inspired many thinkers across disciplines. Albert Szent-Györgyi, another Nobel laureate, famously remarked, "A leaf is a little factory driven by sunlight that quietly performs the most astonishing chemical reactions on Earth." This simple observation captures the complexity behind what might otherwise seem an unremarkable process to the naked eye. Yet beneath this simplicity lies the mechanism by which life is sustained, transforming solar energy into the food we consume and the oxygen we breathe. Understanding photosynthesis has far-reaching implications for sustainable living. As humans search for alternative energy sources, photosynthesis serves as a model of efficiency and sustainability. It offers a blueprint for solar energy technologies that mimic natural processes, opening the door to greener energy solutions. Additionally, as food production faces increasing challenges due to population growth and climate change, enhancing our understanding of photosynthesis can lead to the development of more resilient crops and more sustainable agricultural practices. In conclusion, photosynthesis is not just the heart of plant life. It is the heart of all life on Earth. It drives the ecological cycles that sustain the biosphere and provides the energy and oxygen necessary for life. Going forward, understanding and enhancing photosynthesis through research and innovation could unlock new solutions to some of the most pressing global challenges, from food security to climate change. Recommendations: continue supporting scientific research into improving photosynthetic efficiency, especially in staple crops, to meet the food needs of a growing global population. Encourage the integration of photosynthesis-inspired technologies in sustainable energy solutions, like artificial photosynthesis, to create environmentally friendly energy alternatives. Promote reforestation and afforestation efforts that harness the power of photosynthesis to sequester carbon dioxide and produce oxygen, contributing to the fight against climate change. Focus point 2. How plants turn sunlight into glucose, the energy source we all rely on. Glucose, the energy currency. Plants have evolved an extraordinary ability to transform sunlight into glucose, the foundational energy source for all living beings. This process is not only a marvel of natural engineering but also a fundamental mechanism that sustains ecosystems and life on Earth. Glucose, often called the energy currency of life, powers cellular activities in plants and is transferred up the food chain to humans and other animals, making it a critical element for survival. At the heart of this transformation is the process of photosynthesis. As light strikes the chloroplasts in plant cells, energy is absorbed by chlorophyll and other pigments, initiating the light-dependent reactions. These reactions convert solar energy into chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH. The next phase, known as the Calvin cycle, uses this chemical energy to convert carbon dioxide from the atmosphere into glucose. This simple sugar, C6H12O6, is stored in the plant or used immediately to fuel its metabolic processes. From tiny algae to towering oak trees, this basic yet elegant process is the driving force behind plant growth and productivity. One compelling aspect of glucose is its universal role as an energy source. While plants synthesize glucose, animals, including humans, rely on it as the primary fuel for cellular respiration. As biologist Nick Lane observes, in plants, glucose is stored, but in animals, it's burned to fuel life's fire. This underscores the cyclical nature of energy in ecosystems. Glucose produced by plants is passed on to herbivores, omnivores and carnivores, creating a continuous flow of energy from the sun to all forms of life. The human reliance on plant-produced glucose is striking. Consider the global agriculture system, which exists primarily to harness the energy in plant glucose. Staple crops like rice, wheat and corn, all products of photosynthesis, provide over 60% of the world's food energy intake. A 2020 study by the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) emphasized that the energy in glucose, derived from plant-based sources, feeds nearly 3 billion people daily. This connection between photosynthesis, glucose, and human survival is a testament to how our lives are intertwined with the natural processes governing plant life. The unique ability of plants to produce glucose has also become central to the biofuel industry. Ethanol, a biofuel produced primarily from corn and sugarcane, is essentially a byproduct of glucose fermentation. In 2019, the U.S. Energy Information Administration reported that over 16 billion gallons of ethanol were produced globally, showcasing how glucose not only powers our bodies but also our economies and industries. As countries explore alternatives to fossil fuels, the role of plant-derived glucose in biofuel production continues to gain significance, reflecting the versatility of this molecule. The influence of glucose extends beyond its immediate energy-providing role. It also plays a critical part in carbon sequestration. Through photosynthesis, plants capture carbon dioxide and store it as glucose, which, when consumed or decomposed, releases the carbon back into the ecosystem. This process is key to regulating global carbon levels. A 2021 report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) highlighted how deforestation disrupts this balance, leading to higher atmospheric CO2 levels. By preserving and expanding forested areas, we can enhance the global capacity for carbon storage, mitigating some of the effects of climate change. Plants' efficiency in glucose production has inspired new scientific avenues, such as synthetic biology. Researchers are investigating ways to engineer plants with enhanced photosynthetic pathways, leading to increased glucose production. For example, a 2022 study by the Salk Institute explored superplants with altered chloroplast structures that could potentially increase glucose yields by up to 20%. These advancements could revolutionize agriculture, making crops more resilient to climate challenges and enhancing food security. Reflecting on the profound role of glucose in the biosphere, ecologist E.O. Wilson noted, "Nature holds the key to our aesthetic, intellectual, cognitive, and even spiritual satisfaction." His words remind us that glucose is not just a molecule but a fundamental force driving life's beauty and complexity. It fuels the cycles that sustain ecosystems, nourish our bodies, and enable technological advances in fields like bioenergy. In conclusion, glucose is the central currency in life's energy economy. Plants produce it through photosynthesis, and this energy is transferred throughout the food chain, reaching humans and other animals. The implications of this process stretch from ecological balance to food security, and from industrial applications to potential solutions for climate change. Understanding how plants turn sunlight into glucose illuminates our reliance on nature's energy system, driving home the importance of preserving and enhancing these biological processes for future generations. Recommendations: prioritize agricultural research that focuses on increasing the efficiency of glucose production in crops, especially in the face of growing food security concerns. Support reforestation efforts that enhance glucose-driven carbon sequestration to help combat rising atmospheric carbon levels. Encourage innovation in biofuel technologies that capitalize on glucose production as a sustainable alternative to fossil fuels. Focus Point 3. The role of glucose in human metabolism and how it drives bodily functions. The science of food. The connection between plant-based foods, glucose levels, and our health. Glucose is the fuel that powers nearly every cell in the human body, making it indispensable for metabolic processes and overall health. Derived largely from plant-based foods, glucose acts as the primary source of energy, driving the body's essential functions from brain activity to muscle movement. This intricate system in which glucose is consumed, metabolized, and utilized demonstrates the critical link between our diet, our cellular processes, and our well-being. Once ingested, glucose enters the bloodstream where it is transported to cells and converted into ATP, adenosine triphosphate, through a process known as cellular respiration. ATP serves as the energy currency for all biological activities, from maintaining heartbeats to enabling brain function. The centrality of glucose to this process cannot be overstated. According to the Journal of Physiology 2020, the human brain alone consumes approximately 20% of the body's total glucose supply, despite making up only 2% of its mass. This high demand highlights how crucial glucose is for cognitive function, memory, and concentration. A sharp drop in blood glucose levels, known as hypoglycemia, can impair brain activity, leading to confusion, dizziness, and even unconsciousness. Beyond cognition, glucose drives muscular activities as well. When we exercise, glucose stored in the form of glycogen is broken down and released to meet the energy needs of our muscles. Olympic athletes, for instance, rely heavily on controlled glucose consumption to optimize their performance. In a 2018 study published in Sports Medicine, researchers found that carbohydrate loading before endurance events significantly improved athletes' glucose availability, boosting their stamina and recovery time. This demonstrates how glucose's role extends beyond basic metabolism to influence athletic performance and physical endurance. But the relationship between glucose and human health is a double-edged sword. While glucose is essential, imbalances in glucose regulation can lead to serious metabolic disorders. For example, type 2 diabetes is characterized by insulin resistance, where cells become less responsive to insulin, the hormone responsible for regulating blood glucose levels. Over time, elevated blood glucose can damage blood vessels, leading to complications such as heart disease, nerve damage and vision loss. In fact, the World Health Organization (WHO) estimates that nearly 1.5 million deaths annually are attributed to diabetes-related causes, underscoring the importance of glucose management for long-term health. Interestingly, the source of glucose, whether from whole plant-based foods or processed sugars, affects how the body metabolizes it. Plant-based foods such as fruits, vegetables, and whole grains contain fiber that slows glucose absorption, promoting stable blood sugar levels. In contrast, refined sugars and processed foods cause rapid spikes in blood glucose, followed by sharp declines. This fluctuation can trigger a cycle of cravings and overeating. According to a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2019, diets high in processed sugars are strongly associated with obesity and insulin resistance, while plant-based diets rich in whole carbohydrates tend to improve metabolic health. This distinction underscores the need for mindful eating habits centered around unprocessed, nutrient-dense foods. The connection between glucose and human metabolism goes beyond just energy. Glucose levels influence mood, mental health, and even decision-making abilities. A study by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, 2017, revealed that participants with lower blood glucose levels displayed increased impulsivity and reduced self-control in decision-making tasks, particularly when it came to choosing immediate rewards over long-term benefits. This suggests that stable glucose levels may contribute to better emotional regulation and long-term planning. Furthermore, glucose plays a key role in hormone regulation. Insulin, secreted by the pancreas, is the primary hormone responsible for glucose uptake by cells. However, it works in tandem with other hormones such as glucagon, which raises blood glucose levels when they are too low. The delicate balance between these hormones ensures that our bodies maintain homeostasis. Disruptions in this balance, as seen in diabetes or metabolic syndrome, can have cascading effects on other bodily functions, including fat storage, inflammation, and even fertility. Consider the emerging field of personalized nutrition, which tailors dietary recommendations based on an individual's glucose response to specific foods. Research by the Weizmann Institute of Science, 2020, found that people's blood glucose responses vary significantly to the same foods, suggesting that personalized diets could offer more precise ways to manage blood sugar and prevent metabolic diseases. This shift toward personalized nutrition highlights the nuanced role glucose plays in human health and opens new avenues for preventing and managing chronic illnesses. As philosopher Hippocrates once said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." His words ring true in the context of glucose metabolism, where dietary choices directly impact health. By prioritizing plant-based foods rich in natural sugars and fibers, individuals can maintain stable blood glucose levels, improve metabolic function, and reduce the risk of chronic disease. Recommendations: encourage the consumption of whole plant-based foods, which provide a stable, slow release of glucose and help maintain balanced energy levels throughout the day. Promote awareness of how glucose imbalances, particularly those caused by refined sugars, can lead to metabolic diseases such as type 2 diabetes, urging the adoption of healthier dietary patterns. Support research into personalized nutrition and glucose response, recognizing its potential to revolutionize dietary recommendations and prevent metabolic disorders. Focus point 4. Nutrient synergy. How different nutrients in plants work together to enhance our well-being. Nutrient synergy refers to the concept that the combined effects of different nutrients working together can be greater than the sum of their individual impacts on health. When it comes to plant-based foods, the interaction of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and other compounds can amplify their health benefits. This holistic approach to nutrition underscores the importance of consuming whole foods rather than isolated supplements, as the complex matrix of nutrients in plants is designed to work in concert. Take, for instance, the relationship between vitamin C and iron in leafy green vegetables such as spinach. Vitamin C enhances the absorption of non-heme iron, the type found in plants, by converting it into a form that the body can more easily absorb. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2017, demonstrated that individuals who consumed vitamin C-rich foods alongside iron-containing meals significantly improved their iron status compared to those who did not. This synergy between vitamin C and iron is particularly important for individuals at risk of iron deficiency, such as vegetarians, pregnant women and those with anemia. Rather than relying on iron supplements alone, a diet that pairs iron-rich plants with vitamin C sources, like citrus fruits or bell peppers, can enhance overall well-being. Another striking example of nutrient synergy is the combination of healthy fats with fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamins A, D, E, and K. These vitamins require dietary fat for proper absorption and utilization in the body. For example, when eating vegetables like carrots or kale, which are high in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, consuming them with a small amount of healthy fat such as olive oil or avocado, maximizes the bioavailability of this essential nutrient. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition, 2018, found that adding avocado to a salad increased the absorption of fat-soluble carotenoids by up to 400%. This emphasizes the importance of incorporating healthy fats into a balanced diet to enhance nutrient absorption and achieve optimal health outcomes. In addition to nutrient absorption, the synergy between different antioxidants in plants provides a powerful defense against oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, caused by an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants, is linked to chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, and neurodegenerative disorders. Plants are rich in a variety of antioxidants, including flavonoids, carotenoids, and polyphenol, each of which plays a unique role in neutralizing free radicals. However, when these antioxidants work together, their protective effects are magnified. A 2019 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that consuming a variety of antioxidant-rich foods, such as berries, dark leafy greens, and nuts, resulted in a stronger reduction in oxidative stress than consuming isolated antioxidant supplements. The study also noted that whole foods contain additional compounds, such as fiber, that contribute to their overall protective effects. This complex interaction of nutrients highlights why whole plant foods are more effective at promoting long-term health than single nutrient supplements. The relationship between fiber and other plant nutrients is also a prime example of nutrient synergy. Dietary fiber found in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains plays a critical role in digestive health and blood sugar regulation. However, it also enhances the effectiveness of other nutrients by slowing down digestion, allowing for a more gradual release of glucose into the bloodstream. This prevents the rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels often associated with processed foods. Moreover, fiber acts as a prebiotic, feeding beneficial gut bacteria that in turn help metabolize certain nutrients, such as short-chain fatty acids, which are essential for colon health. According to the British Medical Journal, 2020, a diet high in fiber is linked to a lower risk of cardiovascular disease, improved weight management, and reduced inflammation, due in part to this nutrient synergy. The polyphenol in plants, such as those found in green tea, grapes, and dark chocolate, offer another example of nutrient synergy at work. Polyphenol have been shown to interact with other compounds in the body to provide anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic, and heart protective effects. A study published in Molecular Nutrition and Food Research, 2021, found that when polyphenol were consumed with foods high in omega-3 fatty acids, such as flax seeds or walnuts, the combination significantly enhanced anti-inflammatory responses, providing greater protection against chronic diseases like atherosclerosis. This further underscores how certain nutrient combinations can amplify health benefits, reinforcing the idea that variety and balance are key in a plant-based diet. These examples demonstrate the intricate ways in which different nutrients work together to promote optimal health. A diverse diet rich in whole, unprocessed plant foods offers a variety of nutrients that not only fulfill individual dietary needs but also interact in beneficial ways to enhance overall well-being. As nutrition expert Michael Pollan notes, the whole of a diet, its nutrient density, its diversity, and its synergy, matters more than the sum of its parts. This highlights the importance of a varied diet over an obsession with individual nutrients or supplements. The magic of nutrient synergy lies in how the body naturally uses complex combinations of nutrients for better absorption, protection against diseases, and support of bodily functions. Recommendations: encourage the consumption of a wide variety of colorful whole plant-based foods to maximize the synergistic benefits of their nutrients. Promote the pairing of healthy fats with fat-soluble vitamins and vitamin C with iron, to optimize nutrient absorption and enhance overall health. Stress the importance of dietary fiber in conjunction with other nutrients to support digestive health, blood sugar regulation and metabolic function. Advocate for whole foods over supplements, recognizing that the complex interactions of nutrients within foods are more effective at promoting long-term health. Focus point 5. Environmental impact. The role of sustainable farming and how plants contribute to a healthier planet. The environmental impact of farming and the way plants contribute to planetary health is a vital topic in the age of climate change and resource depletion. Sustainable farming practices are at the core of promoting a balanced ecosystem, protecting biodiversity, and reducing the environmental burden caused by agriculture. Through photosynthesis, carbon sequestration, water management, and nutrient recycling, plants play a pivotal role in maintaining ecological harmony. One key aspect of sustainable farming is its ability to reduce carbon emissions. Conventional farming methods such as industrial monoculture rely heavily on fossil fuels and chemical inputs, leading to increased greenhouse gas emissions. In contrast, sustainable farming practices like crop rotation, agroforestry, and permaculture allow for carbon sequestration. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), agroforestry, where trees are integrated into farming systems, can capture up to 5.3 metric tons of CO2 per hectare each year. This process not only lowers greenhouse gas levels but also improves soil fertility and biodiversity. Take, for instance, the success of regenerative agriculture on farms like the Rodale Institute in Pennsylvania. Through cover cropping, reduced tillage, and composting, Rodale's practices restore soil health and enhance carbon sequestration. In addition to benefiting the environment, these methods improve crop yields over time, showcasing that sustainability can be profitable for farmers. The land regenerates itself while providing nutrients and maintaining its ability to sustain future crops. Water management is another critical factor in sustainable agriculture. Traditional farming methods often lead to soil degradation and water wastage, as seen in large-scale irrigation systems. These systems disrupt local water tables, leading to droughts or water scarcity in vulnerable areas. Plants, particularly those involved in permaculture, help with natural water retention. The Nature Conservancy reports that farms practicing sustainable irrigation methods, such as drip irrigation and rainwater harvesting, reduce water usage by 20 to 40%, lowering the strain on freshwater resources and maintaining the balance of natural ecosystems. By fostering sustainable practices, farms can ensure long-term water security. Biodiversity, another critical component of environmental health, is directly linked to the types of crops farmers choose to grow. Conventional monoculture farms tend to plant a single crop year after year, stripping the soil of nutrients and relying on synthetic fertilizers. On the other hand, sustainable farming promotes polyculture, or planting multiple crops simultaneously, which mimics natural ecosystems. A study published in Frontiers in Ecology and the Environment 2021 shows that polyculture farms have a higher level of biodiversity, which strengthens resilience to pests and diseases, reduces the need for chemical pesticides, and enhances the overall stability of the ecosystem. By nurturing a diverse range of plant life, these farms also provide habitats for pollinators like bees, butterflies, and birds, which are crucial for the pollination of many food crops. Plants themselves are integral to a healthy planet. Forests, grasslands, and wetlands act as natural carbon sinks. They absorb more carbon dioxide than they release, helping to mitigate the effects of climate change. Trees, for instance, are particularly effective at sequestering carbon. According to research by the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN), a mature tree can absorb up to 48 pounds of CO2 per year. Furthermore, forest ecosystems regulate weather patterns, control floods, and purify air and water. Sustainable farming that incorporates reforestation and afforestation can significantly contribute to these environmental benefits. Sustainable farming also extends to the soil, which plays a critical role in carbon storage. Healthy soil, rich in organic matter and microbes, can store vast amounts of carbon. Practices like composting and using organic fertilizers enrich the soil, allowing it to absorb more carbon while also improving crop resilience. A study by the National Academy of Sciences, 2019, highlights that global adoption of sustainable agricultural practices could store an additional 23.8 gigatons of carbon in soil over the next century, a significant step toward mitigating climate change. This highlights the interconnectedness of soil health, plant life, and the broader environment. A central feature of sustainable agriculture is reducing food waste and improving resource efficiency. Nearly one-third of the world's food is lost or wasted, contributing significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. According to the World Resources Institute (WRI), reducing food loss through better farming techniques and consumption habits could lower global emissions by 8%. Encouraging local food systems, reducing transportation emissions, and focusing on plant-based diets contribute to a more sustainable agricultural system. As Wendell Berry wisely observed, "The earth is what we all have in common." This sentiment underscores the responsibility we bear in adopting farming practices that nurture rather than deplete the land. It is not merely a matter of sustainability for human health, but for the entire planet's ecosystems. Recommendations: promote farming practices that emphasize crop rotation, polyculture, and agroforestry to enhance biodiversity and improve soil health. Encourage the integration of sustainable irrigation techniques such as rainwater harvesting and drip irrigation to reduce water usage and protect freshwater ecosystems. Support the adoption of regenerative agriculture techniques like composting and cover cropping to sequester carbon and promote long-term soil fertility. Advocate for local plant-based diets that reduce transportation emissions and food waste, while improving the overall sustainability of our food system. Conclusion of The Science Behind Our Food audiobook. As we conclude this journey into the intricate relationship between plants, photosynthesis, and the glucose that fuels our bodies, it's clear that nature's processes are deeply interconnected with our well-being. We explored 5 key areas in this audiobook. Photosynthesis as the foundation of life on Earth, transforming sunlight into energy that sustains both plants and animals. The transformation of sunlight into glucose, the essential energy source that powers all living organisms. Glucose's role in human metabolism and how it drives everything from brain function to muscle activity. The importance of nutrient synergy in plants, where vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants work together to enhance our health. The environmental impact of sustainable farming and how plants contribute to a healthier, more sustainable planet through carbon sequestration, biodiversity, and better water management. Practical recommendations: incorporate more plant-based foods into your diet to harness the power of nutrient synergy and improve your health. Support sustainable and regenerative agriculture to promote environmental health and reduce your carbon footprint. Be mindful of your glucose intake by balancing meals and eating a variety of nutrient-dense foods to optimize energy levels and metabolic health. Reflection: understanding the science behind our food gives us valuable insight into the delicate balance between nature and our bodies. The role of plants extends far beyond nutrition. They are the backbone of both human health and the environment. Through these discussions, we've learned how everyday choices can significantly impact our energy, metabolism, and the planet itself. We sincerely appreciate your time and interest in exploring these fascinating topics with us. We hope this audiobook has provided you with practical knowledge and a deeper understanding of the science that governs the food we eat. Final thoughts: if you found this content valuable, please like, subscribe, and share the audiobook with others who may benefit. Your engagement helps us continue creating educational content for language learners and knowledge seekers alike. Remember, the more they listen, the better they speak, so keep tuning in to improve your English while expanding your understanding of important topics. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey, and we look forward to sharing more content with you on Media Deem.